So before I show you how to convert radians and degrees, let's look at exactly what is a radian. If you have a circle, if you could take a radius and pick it up and bend it just along the outside of that circle, and then if you marked the ends of that bent radius and you constructed an angle right where the ends of that radius went, okay, you have a central angle here, and that central angle would be theta degrees. Well, it also has a measurement based on the radius, and that's called radians. So it's really two numbers for the same thing, kind of like Celsius and Fahrenheit, not exactly, but sort of that way. It's two different numbers for the same thing, so we can flip-flop back and forth whenever we need to. So basically that's what a radian is. Now let's look at how to convert them real quick. So for the conversion, we need two different multipliers, one when going from radians to degrees and one when going from degrees to radians. And you can see these are the same fraction, they've just been inverted. And I tell my students, whatever you're going to goes on top. So if I'm going from radians to degrees, 180 degrees is on top. If I'm going from degrees to radians, then pi is on top because pi is part of your radian measure. Okay, let's look at how to convert from 45 degrees to radians. Since you're going to radians, you're going to use the one with radian or pi on top. So 45 times pi over 180. Multiply across the top, gives you 45 pi over 180. Now this will reduce down. 45 will actually go into 180 4 times, so you wind up with pi over 4. Okay. Now we want to convert pi over 6 to degrees. Since we see the pi, obviously this is radians, but it could give you a decimal and say convert these radians to degrees. But you're going 2 degrees. So you need the one with the degrees on top. We're going to multiply pi over 6 times 180 over pi. Now watch what happens here. Your pi's cancel out, and you have 180 over 6, which would give you 30 degrees. Okay, so that would be a 30-degree measure. Okay, let's look at one last one. This one is convert negative 4.5 radians 2 degrees. So we're going to be using this top formula. I'm just going to take negative 4.5 times 180 over pi. Now since it says to the nearest tenth, they want a decimal. So I'm going to multiply negative 4.5 and get negative 810 over pi. So I'll just hit divided by pi. And you get negative 257.8. And that's your final answer. Now, yes, you can do these conversions in a calculator. But to be honest, most calculators that I have, it takes quite a few keystrokes to do this. And it's really just as easy, other than simplifying the fraction, you could use it for that. But I will drop a link to a couple more videos and I'll show you what the keystrokes are in the calculator. But otherwise, you just need to memorize these two formulas, and remember, 2 goes on top. So whatever you're going to, that number goes on top.